What's up, people of God? I've been a bad girl. Listen to me. The Tropsy spiritual realm once proof that I was not a perfect human. They want proof. So this morning I was thinking about some things, right? And something come across my mind when I used to work in a um, preschool. Very, very, very briefly, people of God. Okay. So what had happened was just a whole story time, people of God. There's a whole stories time, okay? And I have a lot of things on my plate. So let's see how everything will fit into this conversation. So starting with my dirty laundry, with the people of God or whoever forcing me to come on this video and talk with my dirty laundry. One time when I was pregnant with my daughter, I ended up getting a job at a preschool called Cupid, very briefly, people of God. Um, and I was responsible for the nursery, so nursery to K2. I had babies with me as well. So I was working there and I did love it, people of God. I mean, I don't know if I said this before. I used to be when you love your job, like they say, you never work a day in your life. I used to be the first person on the premises waiting for the owner to come and open her school. And when the end of the day came, when school was out, I used to be like, damn, school out already. I was in love with my job. Now I say I was pregnant with Brianna, so that old, my old witch wasn't in my life as yet. But as it seems, or as I think about my life, it really matters. It really makes a difference, but it still don't matter in some sense whether you are in a relationship with a witch or warlock, because witches and warlocks be everywhere and they always just blow the red flag on the people of God. Okay? Who ain't dirty as them? They be jealous because, they ain't want nobody. And I would say, even I believe there's probably even blow the whistle on karmic people who ain't dirty. Okay? The jealousy, the problem is God's presence on someone's life. That's what they blow the horn on, the whistle on, okay? So when I went there, I wasn't even thinking that I was doing a good job. The next thing I know, the principal was singing me praises. She was like, oh, so much parents asking what's going on because, they seeing so much progress in their children, their kids coming at home singing new songs and things like that. People, I ain't even been to this company for a good minute. Okay? All I know is the praises started ringing in. My principal, she personally did really like me because I was responsible for the nursery, and the nursery was like separated from me for some reason. So I had the K2 in a class, and nursery was like in another class who was connected to K3 class. So the teacher in K3 was able to probably hear the babies, but I had to be back and forth from the rooms and stuff like that. So one of the things the principal really liked and admired, and she told me that she would keep after I left, or however not I left, let me tell you what happened, but she's like, I'm gonna keep that. Is what I used to do is take the babies out of the crib and put them in the walker and put them in the front of the school when everybody was having lunch and after school. That was something that they never did in the nursery before. I gotta talk about that because I like that. Okay, that was something that they never did. They always kept the babies in the nursery, in the back, in the, thing like that. And my principal, she did love that. She was the owner of the school I have. She did love that. She's like, I love how you have them come out with everybody. So they used to be right there watching the little children and, living a life. They was living, okay? I brought life to the nursery. And this is what the devil hates. The devil hates for you to bring life anywhere. The devil wants the world to be gloomy and dark. And who has raised the red flags on the light? The witches. So now, people of God, man, I can tell you all the problem anyway. I assume because the principal was singing me praises all the time, their other teacher got jealous. It was only the principal. The principal's mother was working at the school, me and another preschool teacher, which was K3 or however, she may have been K3 and 4, I don't know. Okay? So I assumed that she got jealous. Hence, now everything was going good. And now you get some spiritual warfare and all. I don't want to just say this happened because of spiritual warfare, but I know how witches is working, things like that. They just try to destroy you and whatever, however. So that's what happened now. Now I say, I enjoy my job until one day my little baby child stinky up himself. I was like, mother sick, I gotta go through this now. But after I deal with it and with her school, she is washed the baby clothes. If they stinky up their stuff or anything, you have to wash it. So she said, put on the gloves and wash it. I put on the gloves and wash it. It wasn't that bad. And then the next thing happened. I had a little boy who was rude in the class. I can't remember what he did, people of God. He was rude to another child. I don't know what he do with the other child, but I felt the need that he needed a little spanking now. Call the police for me if you want to. As a woman, I believe in spanking. I believe in spanking, okay? And don't tell me nothing but, they only two. Y'all had a term terrible too. That's the age where they need the little spanking. You ain't got to beat them and carry on by. They need that little tap to straighten up. That's my 5 cents. Okay? So that's what I did. The little boy do something to another child. I can't remember. And I take the pencil. I had the little pencil in my hand. And I spank him in his hand. And he little hand with the little pencil. I just wanted him to cry to know, you wrong for that. Or however, when I spank him with the little pencil in his hand or whatever, he ain't cry. And I wanted him to cry. People of God, I say, shoot, you don't cry. Let me spank you a little harder. When I spank him, do the spank him a little harder, the pencil missing hit his scratches forehead, and then he'd get a little cut on the damn pencil of the iron area going around it where the rubber is. So when I do like this, the pencil missing doing must scratch his forehead, and he had a little cut on his forehead. Then I got the fucking, excuse me. When I curse, sometimes it feels painful now. I don't know. My inner self calling me higher. Forgive me. Forgive me. I trying. I don't know which way. I still trying to be there. But something calling me higher. Like I still is falling to my little cursing, but something calling me, So now when I curse people of God, I feel it. And what is called that's your conscience, and that's conviction, Conviction live on camera, people of God. These days, when I curse, I feel it. I feel a little conviction. And that's another thing I want to talk about too. Okay? I want to say that when you come to Christ, it is a process. It is a purifying process that you go through. Okay? We can spend a block on that. Let me finish this Tropsy, story with the people in the spiritual realm say, I better bring it up. I better talk about it. So I told the little white lie, people of God, I told the principal that I missing hit his forehead or whatever when I was passing with the pencil, talking like this or whatever, because I didn't want her to feel like I was trying to kill the damn child. It didn't go like that, There was just a little accident that the pencil scratched him, but the little boy never cried. When he got the scratch on his head, he didn't even cry. I say, this little boy don't flick and cry. And then I did feel so bad, so I give him extra special treatment. And I say, this little boy doing for more. He continue to being rude. He continue being a little rude. I say, this little boy, no. I say, boy, these children dangerous. They is know what's going on, because he got a little scratch on his head now. I giving him a long, long, long rope, and he doing the most. Okay, and I felt like, just what the hell going on. I missing scratchy head. He know exactly what was going on. Now, I don't even remember if the woman used to allow you to spank. I don't even remember. But I live by certain, laws and principles in my life, and that's why when you hire people, make sure that your employees are on the same page. I don't know if she used to allow the little spanking, but I can. Okay, so what I think happened at that school, and this, I want to tie this into something that's going on in my life right now. It's a slow season, people of God. And it was looking like a drought. It was looking really scary. So now, this my mind panicking about the future. And y'all hear me running on, but future bills, but they ain't come up yet. But I saying, Lord, I didn't want to talk about this yet. But I just want to touch a little bit on it. Because, the people of God keep saying, oh, you don't know who your husband is. You don't know who your husband is. You worrying about the future and you worrying about this and that. I don't know what made me say that just now. I'm going to say something else what caused me to say that. However, this is what happened in the school. I believe that the teacher, and because now I could see how darkness look on a person, I saw that woman was in darkness. Now that I think about the other teacher who was working with me or working at the school, she looked like a witch too. Now that I could flash back and picture her, and I believe that she probably raised the red flag on me, because all of a sudden now the school say the Ministry of Education come around, or whoever came around. I think it was Ministry of Education came around to make sure that all of her, to check the school and make sure all of her teachers was qualified for it or had, the necessary, paper for it. And we didn't have that. So guess what? She had to let the two of us go. And the woman was so sad or whatever. And I feel like when y'all, and then that make me start thinking, but everywhere I go in my life, and this is why I start talking with my husband. Everywhere I go in my life, every time I like something or things going good, the devil is coming, yuck the rug up from under me. And at this point in my life, people of God, I flicking tired of that. This is why I start talking with my husband, because I feel like, when you've been through, I was at rock bottom, zero zip. See, I keep clashing going the next way. I was at rock bottom, and when you at rock, but then I get comfortable now. And I don't feel like going to rock bottom. I don't feel like having issues again. This is what makes the normal man, or however, worry. Or me at least. And the normal man. And I say the normal man, the normal chosen person, or even karmic chosen people. Every time something good going for you, something always is coming, yuck it up from you. And I tired of that, and I at this place right now. I saying, God, I ain't want nothing get yuck up from me right now. Ding and ting and ting, and then the spiritual realm all yesterday telling me, girl, you don't know who your husband is, and the spirit, we can spin the block on that. So, and I say now, when y'all bitches and things, when y'all caught up in y'all feelings and y'all getting jealous and things like that, y'all is cause things not only for one person, but many times it affects a lot of people's lives. And in that situation, if that was the case, that she blow the whistle on me and I and I'm getting fired too, that's good for us. Okay? That's good for us. Well deserving. Just because somebody come to the school and a little bit of shine to the school and things going, you don't got to be jealous, They think you come to, huh? I know, boy. They think, boy. Anyway, I know all the people that think they think that. Nah, because they think you come to take bread out they mouth. They don't want to allow nobody else to shine around them because they think you come to take bread out they mouth. Which make me start thinking about how everywhere I go this has happened. So now that was one job. Getting all the praises, getting little attention, shine, then the, the unthinkable happens. The unfortunate, unthinkable thing happens. So now, same thing, gone to the next job, city market. Okay? Some of the people in the office start taking a liking to me or whatever at my register or whatever. And the company went under new management or however, they had a new CEO come in. When someone from the office bring the flicking CEO to my cash register, the man say, you need to be at the door. He said, you need to be at the door. He's created a new position for me to be at the door greeting people. I used to be at the door in City Market greeting people free from the cash register. Just saying, hi, welcome to City Market and this and that and this and that and whatever. Or maybe like, when they leaving, did you find everything you needed? Excellent. You know, whatever. Have a great day. That's all my job was to do now. Now that stir up all the, you know what's inside City Market, all the jealous, you know what's in witches. Man, I had so much warfare come at me. And I was a young girl. I was like 18, 19, however. I had to call, and I start telling my mommy about it. People of God, my mommy. When they was attacking me one time and all, my mommy, you know, she's a taxi driver working in the area, Cable Beach. My mommy came to the job and say, hold on, nah. She came to my rescue. I didn't tell my mommy come there, but, you know, this is why it's hurt me so much. Someone say, oh, cry if you want to cry on camera. Miss, I don't want to cry because I only have one powder on my face. I only have dust on my face. I don't want to cry. Okay? Let me just try to be a little tough. This is why it hurt me so much to feel like I losing my mommy. Like I am this makeup up, man. My rock, people of God, my strong tower. It's me out to me. I wasn't expecting these tests. But crying is a part of life. Okay? You just need to get them off your chest. Yeah, even my husband is crying. And let it be known that strong men cry too when they feel powerless, okay? Maybe that's why I crying now to get that out. It's hurt me to think that, you know, all these things about my mommy wishing bad for me or whatever. There's just a conflict of what my life is in reality is so weird. The spiritual realm and the physical is so weird. In that predicament, I called my mommy and I was like, Mommy, they doing this again or whatever. And she came on the job, boy. And you know what? And I leave because I didn't need to put up with that at that point. I didn't have a chick or a child. I wasn't even pregnant. Yeah, so that job came first because I didn't go to Cupid until I was pregnant, and they was willing to accept me pregnant. Because you know when you be pregnant, you can't just get no new job. But she accepted the fact that she found out that I was pregnant afterwards. After I get the job, she accepted that and allowed me to stay or whatever. Oh, my belly was big. I feel like I remember my belly being a little big. It doesn't matter, people of God. Anyhow, I feel like the witches called a red flag on me. They didn't want me to get this new job created for me. They was jealous. Okay? I never even was able to get paid or experience any pay change or nothing or whatever because they just was trying to create this new job for me. Let me feel like job. They just was trying to create this new job for me. Next thing I hear, as soon as I leave, I end up having to leave with the jealousy and thing was so terrible. And the flicking spiritual warfare, devil mad. I end up just leaving my job because my mommy say, you ain't got a check or a child. That's what she was telling them. She say, my mommy gone in there. She say, look here, y'all get bills and this and that, and y'all get children y'all need to feed. My daughter, you ain't have a check or a child. She don't have to be here. So after that, I just leave the job. I just put in my resignation and leave the job. I really like my city market job, though. I didn't love my city market job. I always love, bringing a little light to people's day, making them smile. One thing I want to say about cashiers, like, please, at least greet your cashier by saying, at least greet your customers by saying what time of the day it is. I don't like when I go to a register to a cashier and they don't even say good day. They just start swiping your things. I feel like that's out of order, okay? So if the only thing you do is say good day, please greet your cashier. Don't just start swiping the people's stuff. I don't like that. So, that's my little cash tip. I used to love me and my mommy used to love cash. My mommy used to love being a cashier too. She tell me that. However, people of God, now when I leave, the whole flicking, I heard a whole story of where flicking city market shut down and closed down. Say the new CEO flicking carry all the people pension and this and that and this and that and that. What I'd like to say about that is I just feel like now the devil attack and the devil, I just speculating, people of God, looking at the history of my life. Okay? I feel like now, because that CEO had favor on me, the devil probably attacked that CEO and cross him had to see now that's triggering a dream I had. I didn't even write that dream down. And Qasim had to start doing something that maybe Qasim had to do something that he didn't want to do. Or however, I had a dream with Sierra and her husband and their daughter. So in case I don't bring it up, I forget to bring it up in this video. When I watch this again, I probably will make another video. But I feel like, yeah, Sierra and Russell. Confirmation, bro. Confirmation, bro. I feel like they attacked the CEO and then now make him have to do something or even put dirt on him and make him look bad and make him look like he flicking kill all the people pension or whatever the situation was. And everybody lose their job. And all kind of people who was working there for years and years lose their pension. Terrible situation, all because people wicked and jealous and they don't want no light in the place. They don't want no light in the world. They mad because I standing up to the fucking door. Nobody even tell them but no pay change or nothing like that, They mad. Because I ain't got to be to my register, sit to my register and be to the register. That's what they mad over. Rug, pull up from under me. I tired of starting from scratch, starting over. And all this is before I had one leash close to me. That's the difference. When you have the witch and the warlock in your life, you never see light. You never see the opportunity because they stop it from happening. But when you out there in the world, you will get a little shine and other witches around is do the red flag on you either which way. This is why the children of God is have a hard life, karmic or not, karmic children of God, wherever or not. This is what has happened. Once you're dirty and filthy like them, they don't believe you're supposed to have shit or eat because you ain't dirty and nasty as them. You ain't disgusting as them. They unhappy selves. They deep in shit with the devil and whatever, and they want no. Need I say more? Next thing I gone. Next thing. Gone to Exoma and flicking enjoying Exoma. And I love the flicking turtles out the Hooper's Bay. That been going on there, and that was a attraction there for a very long time. Yes, now I can. And I like to go on the beach Hooper's Bay, and I love carrying my guests there to see that. All of a sudden now I there now. Oh, the damn turtles ain't coming to Hooper's Bay Beach no more. They say a shark or some bullshit story. I don't know. Cause the turtles stop coming on Hooper's Bay Beach. I start seeing Exoma start dwindling with their little popular spots and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, the big flicking Sandals Hotel flicking down. Shut down for flicking. They shut down for renovations. People of God, only give the flicking employee, must he give the employees there a month notice. I think it was only a month. As soon as they just say it, and they expected all the employees to leave. Sandals Exoma was a hotel that used to house people, bring people in from different places in the Bahamas, a lot of Nasuvians and things like that, and house them. And they just shut down that place. And didn't give a rat ass about where people was gonna go. They was living with you. That's unusual. And I do feel like it's because of me. I feel like I was always a top-notch player in this game. That whenever the devil and the red flag ring on me, it is be huge, it is be big. Big trouble. Same thing now. People, I want to run out. I want to run out now. I may be running out with this one, with the COVID situation. I don't want to just, say this one, but damn. Same thing. Gone to school. Start going to school. All of a sudden, I in school now, just soon about to finish COVID cup. I don't want to say that have anything to do with me, but who knows? Because the world surely has been revolving around flicking me. I damn near feel like they damn, because my ex-husband couldn't stop me from going to school. They made a flicking bring COVID to try and discourage me, but I pushed through. I pushed through regardless. I won't put COVID on me, y'all. Somebody else got that, not me. Anyway, every time I try to do something, it's always something. So now we in the slow season and whatever, and I say, God, I feel like struggling no more and things like that. I ain't into that, God. So what I just doing, worrying, and I start praying and I say, God, take this worrying, take my worry and my problems, take it away from me. And then I start watching my other videos from the past, and I was like, damn, this is not, because I had to remind myself of what I was telling the people, where God kept me when I wasn't working for like 8 months. And I had to remind myself that I came here on, hold on. I had to remind myself that everything I have today come from nothing. I had zero, nothing. I had nothing, people of God. When I came here, all I had was my suitcase, one suitcase with a couple clothes in it. That's all I had. Okay? The fact that I wasn't working for about 8 months and managed to find money for a plane flicking ticket to come flicking Abaco, which in my husband was leading me in the spirit, people of God, and he was like, in the spirit, he was like, tell me when you, he's like, call me when you reach. And I call him. And and this is what people say, oh, you worrying, but this and that, you know who your husband is. And I'm like, if my husband been there for me all that time, it's still been rough. I still have to go through rough patches, even though that he was leading me and doing things for me in the spirit and helping me out in the spirit. You still have to go through rough patches. I had to be out there to that beach. I'm reaching, I call him and this and that. And he's like, oh, call me. I can call you back. I did this graduation and never call back. And I out to the damn beach. I ain't into no rough patches no more. And I said, as I was thinking, I was like, people saying, "Oh, you don't know who your husband is," and you worrying. But and then I just was saying, maybe this is just a reminder to the world that chosen people or regular chosen children of God, we don't. I don't understand who my husband is. I don't understand the spiritual life. I don't understand it. I deal with reality, you know. I don't understand who my husband is. Okay? I know we living in a damn puppet life, but I don't understand what it is to live a puppet life. I don't know what it is to be in bondage and stuff like that, to know how bad it is that people just have to do what other people say, because I don't believe in people having to do what someone else tell them to do. I believe in free will. I mean, you understand what I say? And I can't compute. I just don't understand. Like a lot of times, and I feel like my husband tell me in the spiritual realm, like, you wake, but you speak going in and out of being wake. I know. Because, it's hard to, I know, like, I don't go sleep, but I still is be dealing with life as it, you know, comes. And I still have a mentality of a normal life mentality, dealing with life outcomes and things like that. I don't know about manipulation and things like that. And another thing I used to encourage me, like, I just was on TikTok and I see this girl sticking a flag in the ground talking about how much brain surgery she had. And I'm like, boy, people have bigger problems. I feel like, man, I don't know, I can pay my future bills when I come because things slow and this and that. But people have bigger problems. Boy, I need to be happy. Confirmation, bro. People have health problems. You know what it is to be having brain surgeries? I think she at least put 5 flags down. You know what it is to have about 5 brain surgeries in your life, and she's a young girl. This is why we shouldn't worry, but I mean, I just saying, but at the end of the day, when you're human, you can't help it. But sometimes you gotta put things into perspective and remember who your God is. Like, it can be rough and rough patches has come, but trust me, you definitely got it better than someone else out there. Cause you could imagine being broke and sick. So there's always something to give thanks for and give praises for. Praise to God for, however. All right. And another topic that came up was, when I had the dream about Dino and this Dino basically, and I saw the fat person in the dream with the baby, and that's how I come up saying, come about saying that I think somebody was lousy with the children or however, and like I say, the person was fat, and I feel like that signify iniquity, fat and sloppy and whatever, iniquity, dirt, filthy, spiritually filthy, unclean. Okay, and then because remember I told in my video I was like, you got plenty witches. You got plenty witches, buddy, cling to you. And in the spiritual realm, the people saying, the witches saying, oh, we is good witches. Say, oh, think about it. Think back, we is good witches. I saying in the spiritual realm, baby, I don't know what a good witch look like. Okay? I don't know what a good witch look like. I mean, really and truly, the only good witch I know about in my life that I knew about, the only good witch I know about personally in my life is my king, my husband, Michael. The only good warlock I know about in my life is my husband. And when I see him, for some reason, it's like, even though my eyes was open and stuff like that, I can't never remember like looking in his eyes too much to say, to judge him. All right. When he the few times he came to Nassau and he asked me, I mean not he asked me, but that we agreed to meet up. I don't recall looking at him in his eyes to judge him. Okay. However, people of God, when I went to Harbor Island to see him unexpectedly, and I saw him, oh, I will never forget. And I always say this, and this is the thing, but I don't understand. It's like people is be looking different and things like that. They be showing these enhancement spells, and I think that it works the same way. It go both way. You can look bad or you can look good or whatever the situation is. Because this was my experience with my kingdom spouse. When I first met him, the first time at the christening, I thought he was very attractive, and I was like, oh, and I thought he just looked nice. He just looked like he had it together. He looked responsible, chest high, and then chest high, shoulders back. I like that. And it's like, if I can find one of them, I was attracted to him, but I just say that. And that's the thing with me. I could compliment people, anybody, male or female. I could compliment a male and think nothing of it. Now, when he came to our apartment, because his baby mother was living there, whatever, something keep attacking my brain, saying, oh, Michael Oakley, Michael Oakley. And I was like, what, Michael Oakley? And when I look at him, I was like, this ain't really how I remember him, but he just look rough to me. He's look rough and like somewhat mean. And when I was talking to him and we had come in person, face to face, he had a little mean attitude about him. But that was the complete opposite when I pop up on him, unbeknown to the wicked spiritual realm or whatever, and they wasn't expecting me to pop up on Michael in Harbor Island. I saw Michael. People of God, when I saw that man, he was so fine. He looked like the best thing I ever laid my eyes on. And his eyes, and in that scenario, I noticed his eyes was pure. I say this man, eyes pure and look angelic. Okay? He had a pure demeanor about him. And he was damn fine. Fine, more than I could ever ask God for. If I could put in a request of how I want my man look, I say the eyes is just like the cherry on picking talk. I like, God, you got all of that for me. People are goddamn eyes. You got all that for me, God. I wouldn't even have put in that order. But damn, like it was so fine. This morning when I was thinking about that, I say, boy, when I saw him, make this song start playing in my head by Mariah Carey. When I saw you, when I don't want to sing it. I know my husband want me to sing it, but the song is say, when I saw you, when I saw you, I can't remember all the words. People of God, but when I look deep into the lyrics, it really resonates with our life. Boom. So moving right along. So people of God and his attitude. Oh God. His attitude matched how he looked. He didn't have a mean my attitude at all. He was so sweet. Like I just wanted to melt in his hand. I mean, like, the devil had forced him to be like, oh, go back, go back, go back. But then when I refused to go back and I pop up in the police station on him the next day, and after that, he was normal. Like he was more normal, and his personality to just match up with how he looked. He was so sweet. And he just was like, man, Kristen, he's like, Kristen, please don't do this today. And I was like, he's so sweet. People of God, I just want, give him everything for free. He was so nice, man. And when I was there, I don't know if he was allowed to call me back and stuff like that. But when I called him, he used to be like, you rang? If I call his phone and he missed my call, he'd call me back and be like, you rang? You rang? We live in, I don't know what kind of world to tell y'all we living in, people of God. The world is not what it seems. It's upside down. He's supposed to be the bad guy, the villain, but that's contrary to what I see. I don't know what y'all think about him, but when I saw that man, he was clean. He did look clean, pure, pure eyes. But every time he would come and visit Nassau, he looked different. Like he looked rough, tired, and mean. I didn't see that at all. I saw the true Michael when I got on Hab Island, and I can need that. Okay, I can need that. I can need that. And the one that was visit Nassau, I love him. That version of him too. I love that version of him too. Because I don't think that's an ugly version. The devil wanted me to think, oh, he ugly. The devil was trying to do everything to try to turn me off from him. But I was saying, ugly don't really move me like that. I think everybody is have their ugly days. I have my days when I think and I ugly and think too. Ugly ain't a problem for me. It's when you're ugly. When you're ugly, then we have a problem. Okay? Don't be ugly. You can be ugly, but don't be ugly. I ain't gonna give you the time of day if you're ugly now. Moving right along, people of God. Because this video is long. I know I chopping this up. Back to this. I had a dream. I can't remember what it was about. Hold on. I want to sneeze. Excuse me. Can't remember what the dream was about. But when I woke up, it made me think about how people is take life, or no, people is take salvation for granted, and they have a wrong mentality when it comes to salvation. Nah, this is my 5 cents. Okay, I ain't going to check the Bible and this and that. Okay, because this thing where people are saying all you have to do is believe in Jesus Christ and however and say he's your Lord and Savior, you know, and you just save just like that. I would like to say that it's a process. Okay, it is a process, because the dirt I see in people, when your eyes open, when God moved the scale off your eyes and you could see people for who they are, they really is look dirty. You could really see the filth on them. You could really see the ugly, dirty witch on them. I mentioned that before. Filthy, dirty. So now you trying to tell me if you have a filthy, if I got a filthy witch out there, she look dirty, and you think when she on a dying bed, before she take her last breath, she just say, Lord, forgive my sins. I repent, forgive my sins, and she die. You think she gone to heaven? What y'all think? Y'all think it work like that? I feel like that's a false illusion that Satan used to trap y'all into doing shit. Because I would like to say that salvation, or however, is, and every time I think about it, I think about being overweight, fat, iniquity, being sloppy. I think of the dirt like that. Can I just lose weight today if I say I gone on a diet today and then I lose weight tomorrow? It don't work like that. It takes hard work and determination. Okay? It takes strength to turn down things when you're craving attack and stuff like that. All right? So when you change and you accept God and you change, God is going to work on you, work on your heart, and help you to grow. It's a purifying process in my 5 cents. And I pray it as I say, your words and not my words. That filth don't just go away. Okay? You have to prove yourself. You have to work at it. For example, you filthy like that because you love making bad decisions and bad choices. You like taking shortcuts and shit like that. So now your faith and all of that gotta be tested. Your stamina have to grow so that when you are faced with wicked things, because doing the wrong is so much easier. That's your mentality. That's what y'all think. Doing the wrong is so much easier and so much better. Okay? That's why people don't just lose flicking weight. Because eating what you want and eating when you're hungry is so much easier and so much better. Think of it like that, people of God. God needs to put you through a process. Okay? I want y'all to think about your salvation like that. Being fat and sloppy and things like that. This is why, think of it as weight. You don't just get rid of that. Because are you really changed? Are you really different? Do you really mean it when you say, Lord, forgive me? Or it's just because now dead at your door, dead knocking at your door? Same thing now, people of God. Baby, I trying to figure out if to end this video and start another one. Let me do that. Same thing, people of God. I talking about when I went to the PLP rally and I saw this woman come to the PLP rally and she was dark. filthy. I could see that she was filthy. I could see she filthy. And I was like, man, I was like, and then, my presence was there. So I see she's slipping by and gone to the next side of the building. I don't feel like she wanted to be where I was. Okay? Confirmation burp. And when I noticed a crowd of people was gathering up on that side, I get up to say, let me see what's going on over here. And when my presence walk away, she back into the wall like she wanted to back because these demons know. Yeah, these demons know who I am in Christ. So I say to myself, and if you go back to the video, I remember saying to myself and saying in my mind, probably not spiritually and things like that, Miss, hang on, you run. Hang on, you run. I only come over to look, see what the hell going on over here. When I thought about her, I was like, boy, I don't know what God can do to get y'all to flicking focus. I don't know what God will do with you. A person like her who was in that much darkness. I was like, I don't know what God can do for her to change her life. Stay in darkness and they comfortable. Okay? And they comfortable and content. I see she going jump in the car with a bunch of couple little other people, and in the car was just darkness. I say, look at that car drive off. They drive off badly, or however they drive off, I say, look at that. Everything is darkness in that car. Next thing I hear people, if not the next day, 2 days later, or down there the next damn day. I made a video about it in my night dress. Next damn day, I see they on flicking social media, but they playing crash. I say, oh, see, that's how God is get you. I say, the day before you playing crash, you just being in the presence, of the Lamb of God. You just being in my presence. You move back to the you back up into the wall. You was intimidated by the presence, but it didn't move you. Then the next thing you know, death was at your door. However, God saved you. I remember she had the interview and she is saying her whole life, she think her whole life, but her whole life when her plane crash and things like that, yeah. You think but your whole life, and then you're calling on Jesus. Oh, you know Jesus now. You didn't want to be around in my presence when you come to the party. You want slither like a snake to the next side of the garden, to the next side of the yard. But now, when you get crash, you crash into the damn water. You must say, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus. I say, yeah, that's how this get you on. Yeah, that's how Satan is get you on. Because y'all think life promise. You think now, if you to die and whatever, because they just run and start saying they press. You think now you can get into the kingdom of heaven as dirty and filthy as you is? The devil is a effing liar. Because when your test comes, you never pass flicking one. Y'all don't pass tests. Y'all don't pass God tests. Y'all is excel in Satan tests. Y'all didn't bring no value and honor to God's kingdom. And you think, just because when you die, before you close your eye, you say, oh Lord, I repent, forgive me. Hell no. Ain't happening. Hell no. You're filthy. When I look in people's eyes, they look disgusting. And they all around in the church position, in the churches. They filthy. All different walks of life. Filthy. And you think, because you die and close your eye and say, oh, I repent, God, it worked like that. It don't go like that because God needed, when God needed you, you didn't give up about God. Now you need God. You want to close your eye and say, I repent. When you the check stock and you open, you'll be in heat, fire, burning. And you can be down there in Hades waiting, because you know they's going to Hades to wait for the real deal. You can be down there in Hades saying, but I ain't repented, huh? You got a shock of your fucking life coming. Cost me guys. But you think you can just stink pistelas? Just because, all the while, you know, be setting up people to die and things like that. Now, when the death come to your door, you want flicking, mercy. That's what I hate with the fucking wicked. This one kill people, children. Damn, when it comes to they, oh, please, not my children. You didn't give a F-U-C-K about the next man's child. But when it comes to your child, have mercy, how I hate the wicked. I hate the wicked. So when y'all think about salvation, think about how fat your ass is, and you need to go run and do some laps and this and that. You need to put a muzzle on your damn mouth. I don't give a rat ass. Are you heavy right now? And then it ain't like y'all just don't know, because right now I just feel my body. I can't perform the way I used to, where I putting on weight. Think about how filthy you are in the spiritual realm. You're filthy. You're heavy down. When you start exercising, when you first start, you can't even do these workout moves. And that is be enough to discourage people and make them turn around. That is be enough to make the wicked and the demonic go back to Satan's kingdom. So please don't think you coming in heaven just because your luck fucking up. Okay? Don't think again. You know, sloppy filth coming in heaven. Meanwhile, a lot of people been good, decent, and hard-working all their life. And you think you could bring your stink filthy, you know what, up and not up in here, not up in no time. You know, the queen from Snow White to say, the people don't want a flower, they want a diamond. The people don't need a diamond, because that's them conceited people who all about themselves, wicked, and they don't think about nobody fucking else. They can't be trusted when it comes time to make fucking decisions. The people don't need a diamond, they need a lion. They don't need a diamond. We already had the diamond. You need a lion. Because there's some dogs that need, hyena dogs that need to be devoured. And when this lion come through, I ain't even eating you, I breaking your neck. Break your neck. That's it. I don't even want to eat you. Stink, filthy dog, stench. You don't need a lion to come and break your neck.